Alaikum. Sorry for the delay. We are just learning how to get in the building, and it's very easy, as we describe it in the email. And the people can climb up the stairs and get into the 5th floor. We are there. It's very easy. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين يا أرحم الراحمين آمين وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. A new subject. Inshallah, it won't be so long, but depends on what we understand. We can read, and every sentence, I think, needs, I need the key before. Every sentence needs a special attention. So from the first one, the first sentence says, we are reading from the words, the 24th word. You got the book. No, you got the book, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, you can use your book, yeah? Since you got it, why not? The page 367, 24th word, 5th branch, and first fruit. No, I think the problem starts from the first sentence, which says, "Oh, my self-worshipping soul." Who self-worships? The soul, human soul. Not necessarily everybody does, but most of it do. Self-worshipping soul. But we have to make a distinction between soul. This is an egoistic soul, egotistic soul, not the spirit. Spirit is pure. But of course we have everything in pairs. So spirit is pure. Let's say this is light, and there must be something dark that we have to choose in ourselves. What is the dark one? Egoistic preferences that we can choose. Do we have it? Do we have one? So rather than, for example, very simple, the spirit itself is qualified to know the Creator. Because all the qualities given to the spirit is, all of them are able to know their Creator, because they are the tools, means to get to know who the Creator of the spirit is. So spirit is pure. In Arabic, ruh. Ruh is pure. So it acknowledges its Creator, or it is qualified to acknowledge its Creator. But we don't automatically put it into practice, because we use our free will. Without using our free will, we do nothing. We have to understand this. Without the free will, we do nothing. Nothing happens by itself. as far as my responsibility is concerned. Of course, my physical body works as it is created. We are not talking about that. That's our choice. Everything we have to make a decision at every stage. For example, someone said, "Do we really?" And sometimes we do this choice as a result of reflection, because we are used to. We may not be conscious of it because we take it for granted that, I'm thirsty, I go and drink water without thinking. But that is your choice. You know that ultimately you may decide not to drink water. So we have to choose. Now, the spirit is qualified to acknowledge it is creator. All the qualities attached to or endowed on the spirit are to be used to know its creator. For example, let's say the eye, we always give this example, but you shouldn't be bored with it. Eye doesn't see. The spirit sees through using the tool of eye. When I die, my eye doesn't see anything. It is just a tool, like a camera or like a telescope or whatever, microscope tool. For example, ear, it doesn't hear. The brain and everything must be aligned. That is what spirit provides. So when the spirit is taken away from the body, what remains? Meaningless bulk of flesh and bone. They don't function. In fact, spirit uses the material body to function, communicate in the world. We have to understand ourselves. We are not talking about our biological, physiological body. Yeah, well, the brain works as it is created when it is alive. Heart works, stomach works when they are alive. We are not talking about that. We are talking about human qualities, which is summarized in spirit. What makes me a human being? Not life. Animals have life as well. But what makes me a human being? My spirit. My body, physical body, is attached to life and spirit together. When spirit is taken, my body may be alive as a plant. The hair grows a little bit like a plant life, not human life. Spirit is not there. Maybe animal life, if the spirit is not functioning, it's a medical ethic. It's not a simple subject. When the modern medicine is struggling to define death. Of course, it is very difficult to define that according to your understanding of human beings. If you understand the human beings, only a living animal, you have to define death accordingly. If you understand the human beings, not only a living animal, but also it has spirit, then you have to define death on other conditions. The conditions of the definition change. If there is no spirit in my body, but my body may function as an animal, then like an animal, I will be treated like an animal. Or my body may function as a plant, I will be treated as a plant. Some people say after we die, we see that hair grows and some plant life appearances or plant life functions continue for a while and then they die as a plant, too, not as an human. When the spirit is taken out of the body, we die as a human being. But still, my body may function as an animal body. For example, let's say my brain, I don't know how the death of the brain is defined medically. It is a very problematic thing. It is beyond my capacity. I don't know. But people try to define it without paying attention to the definition of human beings. So I feel myself, if my spirit is taken away, I am not a human being anymore, and my animality doesn't matter. My plant life doesn't matter for 1 day, 2 days, continue. It doesn't matter. Why? So we shouldn't confuse that. In this discussion, we talk about human life. So human life is defined as spirit. So when the spirit is in the body, spirit uses, for example, I as a tool and communicate with the rest of the world through the tool of eyes and experience that what? What do we experience? Consciously, we realize that my Creator has enabled me to see. Because when we don't have a conscious, when we don't have conscious, we are not human beings, because we don't realize anything. But we may be living as an animal. Well, that's different. They call it plant life in hospitals where people's brain, I don't know whether brain is dead or not. So when the heart doesn't work, they say it is the definition of death, or brain doesn't work. They argue. This is not our subject, and we are not interested in this. We are interested in something more essential. What is it? We have to be very careful. First, we have to know who we are really. It's not easy. To acknowledge yourself, to know yourself is not easy at all. We may come to this world, live 80 years, 100 years, and die without realizing who we are, what we are. So, inshallah, it is not waste of time to speak in a lengthy way. Now, when I see, it means my spirit uses my eye. If my eyes are completely dead, taken out, doesn't function, what happens? I don't see. But my spirit still wants to see. But without tool, it cannot see. What is this quality now? Why do you think this quality is given to me? All the qualities, not only seeing, hearing, feeling, all kinds of feelings, emotions, everything is given to us in order to consciously know who or where the spirit is coming from, which means who my Creator is. That makes me a human being. If I use my human qualities and know who my Lord, my Creator is, then I am a human being. Of course, I have to use my consciousness, which is there, but I have to decide to use it. Without using my free will, Without deciding, I can do anything. I can't do anything. But free will function, let me continue this. When I see it, I understand that my Creator has enabled me with the quality of seeing. What does it mean? So I understand my Creator is telling me that He is all-seeing one. He manifested His quality of seeing, all-seeing, in a very limited form in my own existence, so that I will experience it and know that my Creator is the all-seeing. Oh, I'm very sorry for the one who missed. This is a very important point, really. He shouldn't miss. I can accept that one, but this, yeah, tell him that, look, if it is possible for him, because this point is extremely important.
You have said many times in the past that the Creator communicates to us on our level.
Yeah, it means by manifesting His quality. Sorry, I don't want you to miss that. No, my conscience says, no, you should catch this. Don't pay attention to the author and Sarah. Not important. Insight is important. I was going to tell you this. The author, the name, and no. Read inside and digest it. So we are just reading one small sentence, small and half a line sentence. So how long is it take? It is taken. Now, the qualities of the Spirit are the samples, created samples of the qualities of its maker. Now, these created samples, I can use them. I can. Of course, I may not as well. That is freedom. I have to use it. I can use them in order to know the source of my spirit. Source of my spirit. So this is just a sample, not exactly the same, manifested, created, as Eugene said, at the level that I can experience. But we are going into that's what I wanted you to be here, a very delicate point now. I can see, no problem. I can hear, all right? I can think, I can memorize. All of them are samples of the absolute qualities of the Creator of the Spirit, where the Spirit is coming from. One thing that we may not notice usually. Can you speak? Can you speak?
Yes.
Really? Okay. What does it mean? Like seeing, speaking is a quality as well. Now, if my Creator were that point, this point is extremely important. If I can use my eyes and see and understand that my Creator is an absolute seeing, that I don't know, he's absolute, but the nature of it, I don't know. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't have it. He must have this quality so that he manifested in my existence. Right? Manifested in my existence. Right? Sure. In a way that he manifested in my existence, in a way that I can communicate through it and acknowledge my Creator. That He is the all-seeing one. Now, apply this to the ability to speak. Because this is very interesting. It's very interesting. We don't know God's speech, and we don't experience God's speech. We historicize God's speech. God spoke to Moses. God spoke to Jesus with the tradition. Same information. We don't know. We hear. That's God spoke to Muhammad. It, do you have any charger for this?
Yes, it's an apple, right?
Inshallah, but not inshallah the right apple. I didn't know.
I'm sure everybody in this office except me has an apple, so we should
No,
be
this
fine.
one. No. From here.
Okay, yep, I know that. I'll find it.
Inshallah. I never thought about it.
But what about all those times when God is speaking
Sorry?
to us now?
Sorry?
I said, what about all the times God is speaking to us now?
No. Just a minute. By experiencing the sight, seeing, I say, God must be all-seeing, plus He lets me experience it at my power of or the field of perception. So I am experiencing it. As long as you see what you experience, my Creator is seeing right now as I'm seeing it, created by Him. He must be seeing right now as well, everything. He is absolute. I can see only within the capacities given to me, but He must see everything. I'm comfortable about it through my own existence. Speech.
And isn't that more important than all those history stories that we read about what Moses gets, what Job gets, what Noah gets?
Yeah. So these are stories.
Those are all stories for them.
Forget about that.
Us.
So for us,
In the here and now.
no.
It's not this?
This is not.
You sure?
Yeah, this is not. This is an old-fashioned.
Okay,
Can you find
I'm
another?
sure we have it. I'll keep it.
So,
I'll find it.
thank you. So, as I speak, what must I experience? Consciously choose. My Creator is all speaking. متكلم أزلي, which is ironic. It means absolute speaker. As I see now, it is going to turn off. Let's see. No. You can set yours. Please, quickly.
All speaking all the time.
Yeah. So, through my experience of seeing things, I know that my Creator sees everything right now. That's my conclusion. As I speak now, you got it. Are you aware that my Creator is speaking and all speaking, absolute speaker. Right now, don't go into Noah's. God spoke to Noah, God spoke to Adam, God spoke to Moses. We don't have to, but it must be, but as far as I am concerned, through my ability to speak, I must be conscious that my Creator is speaking to me at the level of my own perception. As God sees, and He lets me experience at the level of my perception. God speaks. This is the problem. Unfortunately, Christians, Jews, Muslims, those people who believe in oneness of God, and they are very proud of their scriptures, including the Muslims, that the Quran, oh, God speaks perfectly, I am sure about it, doesn't mean much. No.
Yeah, this one? This
No,
one's
not the same.
no, this one's different.
No. Just a minute. Okay, let's see. Inshallah.
Yes.
Oh, but this is a different. It was from the side.
Works?
Yes, charging. Man, it's magical. I didn't. This is not the same form. That mine is from the side. Okay. Now, as I am speaking, thank you very much. It is
So
charging.
God provided the power to your computer.
Yeah. As I am speaking, what I should experience, my Creator is the absolute speaker, and absolute speaker speaks all the time. It means his speech is ever present. I can perceive his quality of speaking. Forget about this kind of things. I can, but they are very important. You never hear this. But we only hear that God spoke to Muhammad, finished. 1400 years ago. We don't know that have you ever heard that God is speaking to you right now within your own capacity, as much as you can really be aware of His speech. Here the universe is there. Silent speech. But we don't always speak silently. What we do? We speak with words. God is speaking to you with words now. Now. You can experience it within your own capacity. But it needs a decision from you to be aware of it, choose. So we human beings are given the spirit, and the alternative of spirit is, without alternatives, we cannot really perceive anything. What?
The egoistic.
Egoistic approach, denial, not to pay attention to, not to pay heed to, ignore it, saying that I can see, I can speak, I can hear, I can think, I can do. That is called in Arabic nafs. in the language of the Quran, sometimes nafs means human beings. Sometimes nafs means just the shadow or counterpart of the news we receive from the spirit, but the alternative. For example, I can see, but I'm giving the alternative to not see. Here it is. Close my eyes. Now, I am given the ability to know that my Creator is absolutely seeing one. He is the source of all. There are thousands, millions of different animals, and they all are given different types of power of sight. They are all from the same source, the Creator of the universe. But I can say, no, it is accidentally happened. There's no Creator. My eyes developed in this way, just appropriate to my body functioning. Let's say, I don't know, the cat's eyes are developed just appropriate to their. Human beings can make up all sorts of stories.
Well, nothing happens accidentally. Everything has a purpose.
But human beings have the option to say, happens accidentally. The option, there's just an option. Say, everything happens accidentally. Yeah. Without option, we cannot make decision. Without making decision, we cannot have free will. Without free will, we cannot function as human beings. So our free will is essential for us. I think this is an important point when the author starts with, "Oh, my self-worshipping soul." It means not spirit, but the alternative, counterpart of spirit, for our choice. Denial it. Denying my reality and saying, "Oh, I happen to be to have the power to see." Yeah? Attributing the creation, attributing my existence to myself or to something meaningless, accident. I can do that. But it is important for our practical life. Something may happen to you that you don't like. What happens? You attribute it to, it happened. I wasn't lucky. What do you mean by unlucky? Is it that event is not given existence? It was created? Not given? Happened by itself? Can you really demonstrate it? We don't realize what we really mean by the words we use. We don't realize. We just copy-paste from the culture, from the civilization. Everybody says, unfortunately, I had this. This happened to me, fortunately. What do you mean? Fortunately, it happened to you. Is it created or not? If it is created, if you understand that it is created by a conscious being. If it is not created, what do you mean by fortunate? It happened accidentally. What do you mean by fortunate or unfortunate? Meaningless. So anything happens to me, I have to consciously decide that it is deliberately created for me. If I don't pay attention to it, then I am lost. I will be a self-worshipping, or I will follow the alternative of the reality, self-worshipping soul. Yeah?
So we were talking about if something is created, then yes, it is created deliberately. So the opposite of it would be if something is not created, then it's also not created deliberately. And yeah, okay.
Because we have to concentrate on the creation side of the things. We should never ignore that anything we experience in this world is in reality an act of creation.
Okay, right. Everything is an act of creation. So going back to the second statement, if something is not created, then it is deliberately not created. So looking at the first part, if something is not created, sometimes I feel that human beings get lost in why is it not created, right? Can we focus on that? And
If you like, you can ask a question, but you can try to understand reason at your level. For example, let's see the wisdom, because the order of the universe is standard, set. So you can see that the creator is telling me, if you don't do this, I wouldn't create it. This is my principle. So you learn, but you cannot decipher the mind of the creator. Why didn't you create this for me? So it's a false question, because you cannot really address the absolute one. You don't have the quality to do that. What you have to do, we are limited with as far as the questioning, with the observation of the order of the universe. So I can say, for example, the power was almost there, yeah? So it is the principle in the order of the universe. So we found out the charger, and it was appropriate to the order of the universe. It means that is the choice of God. And he's letting me know that if you follow this principle, I will create this one for you. That is my set for you. But what we should not confuse one thing. When we conclude about the qualities of the creator, it goes beyond the limits of the universe. But it will be our conclusion, plus it is not a speculation, just saying that it is an absolute creator, nothing more. It must be an absolute creator, because I cannot comprehend absolute, but at the same time, we keep saying this, I cannot comprehend absolute, but I understand, comprehend the existence of absolute. Existence of absolute must be, there must be. There must be. For example, from your createdness, you say, there must be a creator. From your power of sight, you conclude, my creator must be all-seeing. But do you know what all-seeing is? No. So you cannot ask the question to the creator, saying that, why did you create me this? But you can only question within the given order of the universe what the creator is teaching me here. Because it is there. For example, I didn't bring my charger if you don't bring your charger, and if you don't use if you use the computer for a long time, the battery lasts only within the order of the universe, such and such time, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever, 3 hours, and then dies. Right? That's simple. So I learned that, and I have to check the charger next time and bring it and learn it. But can I question the mind of God? Huh? I can't. I can only question what is given to me within the order that I am learning here. As much as I discover the order. If I didn't discover the order, I cannot even be aware of it. When we were studying the comments or explanations of Ayatul Kursi, the verse of the throne verse, we said, God says, I know everything, then I can let you know only as I will, as much as I will. ولا يؤوده no يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه. You cannot really comprehend his absolute knowledge إلا بما شاء, except he wills you to learn it. Here, for example, if I open the window, the air changes from outside and inside. That's what, because I'm allowed to learn this. Otherwise, I cannot comprehend the absolute knowledge. I cannot question the absolute knowledge. Never, ever ask this question, why God did to me. Meaningless.
So sometimes it can be your expectations. You want something to be created and it's not being created. So get the lesson from it. There must be wisdom behind for it to not be created.
So how? From where? Within the conditions of the
Order of the universe.
Order of the universe.
Which is
We should never forget that.
Okay.
Not within the capacity of God. I'm emphasizing. Never, you cannot question, why do you do this to me, oh God? Impossible. This is asking for impossible.
But the order is set by him as well. So
But
so why aren't you setting the order?
Say,
Okay.
no, via order of the universe. Via through your experience of the universe, you can say that, my creator wants me to bring the charger with me when I am run out of it. Because it is in the order and I am allowed to learn.
Yes.
Yeah, illa bima sha means this, yeah. Except as much as he has allowed you to learn. Yeah?
Okay, so that sounds like, okay, on the positive side of things, and it does make sense, yeah, lesson learned, you should have, if you want your computer to have charge, then you should bring a charger. But what about on the kind of, I guess, negative side of things, where, in a sense, like where, let's say somebody, like I used to hear people say a lot, if, let's say something didn't happen there, they thought that they were going to get to where they were going to go, and GPS said hour 15 minutes. Turns out there's a tractor trailer that broke down on the highway. It took 2 hours, or 3 hours or something. Then sometimes a person would say, oh, like, mashallah, like if God wills, like as in God did, as in there was something in God's wisdom why it didn't happen. I hear you're saying we can't operate from that direction.
Right.
But what about the sense of everything that happens is out of God's love for me, like if something does or
Too
does
we are going too far.
too far.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we are going to come to love afterwards.
Okay.
First, let's understand that there is no negativity in creation.
Right.
My perception may be negative. By choosing the negative interpretation of it. But typical example, when I burn my hand, what I learn, I shouldn't put my hand next to the fire. It is not negative, I'm learning. So when my charger, power goes off, I'm learning that I should bring my charger. What's negative about it?
Right. So out of every event, there's something can be made good out of it. And there can always be a positive
No, you
interpretation.
cannot cheat yourself.
Okay.
Be realistic. We cannot say that I don't know, but God must have a good plan for me. No.
You can search for it.
You have to practice it. You have to use your free will, investigate within the order of the universe, but you know that ultimately this order of the universe has been established by. So everything is under the will of the Creator, but you cannot question the Creator. Do you understand the difference now? Because what we do, we usually confuse. We start questioning the Creator, especially when we label an event as negative. Anything is created as positive, there is nothing negative. My, if you like, coloring, painting the event may be wrong and say that it is negative. It's not negative. For example, if my hand doesn't burn and I don't feel the pain, if I put my hand on the fire, it burns, but I don't feel the pain. What happens? No, it would be horrible for me. I burn myself. I didn't know what I'm doing. So when I burn my hand, when the pain is created, nothing is negative. Although I don't like pain, although this is not negative, you are created with the ability not to like pain. So you have to make the decision not to choose the way which takes you to the pain. But it's perfect, we're not working. So you have to say, when I burn my hand, and I may suffer from it, pain, I have to say, thank God, thank you. Because of the order which perfectly teaches me what to do, what not to do. I have to thankful for anything exists. This is for me. I'm learning from my good choices, bad choices, from my bad choice. When we say all good and all bad is from God, what does it mean? For me. But whatever is created is absolutely His choice and it's good.
All good and all bad is from God?
No, bad for me. When I'm pain, for example, I say that this is bad because I suffered from pain.
Okay.
So I say I label this event as bad for me. It means I should avoid it.
Okay. So
Next time I shouldn't do it. But if it is not within my free will that I choose or not choose, for example, the moment of death, earthquake, volcano, eruption, I didn't do anything. Well, it's created, it is good. But do I want to die? No. I am giving the feeling or emotion, the taste, not to like death. Yeah. I don't like death, but death is going to be given to me. Right? So that is God's choice, that is good. If I choose death within the order of the universe, throw myself from the window, that is bad. Carry on the sentence. For I made a wrong choice. But I threw myself from the window and I am dead. This action is perfectly good. No one throws himself from the window because we are created with the sense not to like death. We are learning. So, and also you feel that. You feel that when you are there next to the window, you try to avoid it, huh? Come this way, safe. Yeah, when the child goes there, you keep the child away from it. Because you know that. You don't have to see a man who's throwing himself from the window and dying at the end. No, you don't have to. You know that that feeling is given to you. Now, as you get closer to the fire, what happens? If it is winter, it seems to be nice, yeah. Okay, warm, okay, a bit more, it is a bit, too much, huh? A bit more, boom, take it away. You are endowed with the capacity to know the limits and what to do, what not to do. So it doesn't have to happen, but because we have the quality, we have been given the quality to know. So we refer to the subject very frequently because the subject of evil, as we see it, is always with us because we experience a lot of life experiences, things, and if we are happy, we never question. Yeah. If you are not happy, you have been, how old are you? Yeah. 29 years old. Mom, you don't have to be realistic and give your ID card to us. No, but 29, have you ever suffered or starved from hunger for 29 years? No, okay. So neither did I suffer from hunger, and I'm not 29 years old, a bit more than this, double, triple, you can go further, yeah? Now, I never argued with God. Yeah. Why did you feed me? I never argued with God. I don't remember complaining that you didn't give me food. You created me with the need for food and you didn't give me food. But in 60-something years time, at the end, today, let's say, or tomorrow, I didn't have anything to eat. One day, out of 67 years, one day. And I start panicking. The second day, I start complaining. The third day, I become a rebellion. Why don't you give me the food? That's how human beings are. And we say God is the creator of something bad. We never say that God is the creator of everything good. We don't question that. Why? We are very ego, self-worshipping side, always. If something happens to me nice, I'm very happy. And never question. Where did it come from? No. For example, if someone hears that, in another country, example, you are an immigrant like me, coming from another country, there's a Pakistan, Egypt, or wherever you come from, and There was a relative of yours didn't have any inheritor, an heir, to inherit his property, and according to the law of the country, all his property, he died, all his property is transferred to you. You said, good. I'm lucky or something. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't know even I had this uncle or, far relatives. Oh, okay. You are happy. Does it come to you that it is created by God? That's an order. It's within the order which is set by God, and it took place. Right? Okay. Think about the opposite. You had a lot of properties and something happened that a news came to you and that the law changed and you have no property according to new law. Or they are all destroyed. Something happened. Yeah. For example, the people in some countries, suddenly the administration system changes, revolution happens or something. For example, in Iran, after the revolution, many rich people had to leave the country without taking anything with them. All the land, their immovable properties and real estates were left there and came here and started from scratch. And they say, we lost. And then what they say, it is bad, and why this bad thing happened to me. And God, what do you want me? What do you teach me? Complain. God, when it comes, I'm lucky. When it is taken, God, why do you give me the pain? Okay. So that is very simple. We can solve this problem very simple, at a very simple level. You have the spirit, all the qualities are given to you in order to know who your creator is and his qualities are there. And also you are given the free will to acknowledge it, to deny it. Very simple. So when you deny it, what do? All the things that you like, you attribute to yourself. I can smell, my stomach works. I have no problem with my stomach. With my stomach. Where did you get it? Who organized it for you? No. It's my stomach working. I'm healthy. That is why the Quran says the man is ever ungrateful. Ever ungrateful to his Lord. إن الإنسان لكنود. Kanud means never admits the reality, turns back, obstinate, ungrateful.
Should we be thankful though
For
this sense of this capability of self-worship, because we wouldn't know the opposite?
of course, whatever is created, we have to be thankful. So instead of choosing this egoistic option, choose the other option. It's there. You have been given the quality. You can decide and choose the other option. Acknowledge everything through your qualities. So very simple. So we have to be thankful for anything which is created for us.
And you have to experience what it's like to self-worship
Yeah.
as well, to understand that.
Ah, yeah, you can try. Of course, you can imagine that the power of imagination is given to you. Now, you can imagine, for example, let's imagine that there is no God and the universe exists by itself accidentally. And I myself exist accidentally like this, and I die and I go into annihilation, and that's it. What happened? And then what do you feel? Yeah, meaningless. Oh, that's, I mean, imagination, you said, oh, it doesn't fit my humanity. Something is wrong. And my creation is purposeful. How can I say that it has no purpose? Because look, I don't like this option. I like this option. So when you tell the truth to somebody, you like it. When you lie, you don't like it. It's obvious. And that's why we human beings experienced it, and the revelations, the speech of God comes to us and says, we have created everything for your good. Everything for your good. And we will come to this. Inshallah, if you pass this first phrase, oh, my self-worshipping soul, then we can go on, inshallah. Oh, my word-worshipping friends, it is the extension of it. If you attribute all your qualities to yourself, then extension of it is you attribute every quality of other beings to themselves. So if I think that all the qualities just happen to me as I am, so other people's qualities also happen to be as theirs, happen to be accidentally. And the animals have their own qualities, happen to be trees, and the earth and the universe has its own qualities by themselves. That is word worshipping attitude. Attributing everything to themselves. But the starting point is attributing my qualities to myself. That is everything here. It starts from ego. If you say, I am created, can you say that my friend is not created? Impossible. If you say that these qualities are given to me, they don't belong to me. They are the grace of my creator. Can you say that? For example, the qualities of a bird belong to itself. Accidental. Impossible. Everything really boils down. The bottom line is how you see yourself. So being aware of your own self is necessary, essential. Think about yourself a lot, starting from even the physical body, physical existence, Just say that, what are these hands? What are my legs are moving? All my joints, the body bones, joints, how they are perfectly adjusted. Start from there and then start saying that, look, every design on me makes sense. And then carry on my human qualities. Think about them. Always say, I have this feeling. How come? I like this, I don't like this. How come? Question. God willing, definitely you will find the right way. Why people go into, we call them misguidance. Yeah? Misguidance. It means not realistic, not true. Why do they go? They don't think of themselves. they don't reflect about their own being. Not only physically, also physically and non-physically. It means human being. Emotional is everything. Now, the first sentence was the key. The second sentence is the extension of it. But we should realize, if someone is materialist, he must be egoist. Now, I have a materialist friend, he really loves, he or she really loves helping others. Egoist. Why? He loves helping others in order to satisfy himself. Why egoism is? What is egoism? Attributing your qualities to yourself. I am a good man. I love helping others.
So what's a better way to phrase that? How would the God-conscious person phrase that? How would a God-conscious person phrase that?
Now, everything is from my Creator, given to him. I have just chosen it with the ability he has given to me. I have no claim over them.
So you question the sense of your wanting to help someone, you realize this is not me producing it, it's given to me in this sense, right? So I always look into the existence. Where is it coming from? Is it me? Is it my thoughts producing it? No. So when you do this introspective analysis, you will realize that no, it's not me producing it, it's given to me. So from here, you do the action. While attempting to do the action, you say, oh, the sense of wanting to help someone is given to me and I'm just following the order in creation, and then you conclude that there is an absolute, there must be an absolute source, you know.
Typical language developed in the Muslim community by the scholars actually. If something happens, for example, you help somebody do some good things and they say, oh, you are a nice person. You say, Astaghfirullah. I seek refuge with God. What do you mean? No. I acknowledge the fact that it is created by God, not me. No, I don't claim that. It means, no. I'm really away from it. And Alhamdulillah, what does it mean? All the good that appeared in this action belongs to him, not me. So these phrases we shouldn't be used as a tradition or the culture. If you use it consciously, they are beautiful. But if you just use it without meaning it, that we are just really abusing them. So we have to be conscious.
So it's basically, a God-conscious person would say, they're basically following up on the sense that was given to them to do this act.
Yeah.
And
that's it, nothing more,
yeah.
nothing more. Everything, even the ability to use is given to you by your Creator. You couldn't. We have to acknowledge that we can create nothing. We can create nothing. We just use it. I use this expression, we are nothing but consumers. What does it mean? Consuming what is already given to us. Nothing else. We are not really creator of anything. So we have to stop here without going into love is the cause of the universe's existence. But it was a good introduction to me. This is, I can't. I have to go and waiting for another. So, sorry, we couldn't complete it. I know we started late, but this was the first day, but everything seems to be perfectly working. Inshallah, starting from next week, we are self-sufficient now, and we have the key. We'll open everything, and the people just walk up and get walk on to the 5th floor. And how about, did you like the area? Space? Yeah? Thank you. Jazakumullah. And it's from God. Say astaghfirullah. So, Assalamu alaikum. So, inshallah, I've got the key, huh?
You have the key now.
Yeah.
I won't be here next week.
Okay.
You know. But you
Okay.
can- If you can just call me if there are any issues.
Yeah, we like this charger room. But take the charger,
I'll leave it at our desk, and if you need it, it will always.
show me where it is. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة سر سورة